From food to gasoline, we are all paying higher prices. More Americans are living paycheck to paycheck.
Some having to choose between keeping a roof over their head or paying for the medication that keeps them alive. One example, the cost of insulin. It has skyrocketed more than 1,000% the last 20 years.
WESH 2's Jason Guy is learning the importance of that critical drug firsthand after his daughter was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
I'd like to introduce you to Quinn Guy.
WESH 2 News viewers met my firstborn back in 2010. I never imagined more than a decade later I'd be doing a story about her life-changing disease.
Happy birthday to you.
This can't be happening, right? Like I was mostly in shock.
In May of 2021, after days of fatigue, extreme thirst, and the loss of more than 20 pounds, my daughter Quinn was admitted to the ICU.
And they hooked me up to IVs and I was like, this is scary.
Quinn was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. For the rest of her life, she will need insulin.
How did your life change a year ago with your type 1 diabetes diagnosis?
It changed because I had to, instead of just eat whatever I want, I had to give insulin for what I ate. I had to carb count. I had to do all of that stuff to make sure I wasn't hurting myself. If my blood sugar goes too low or too high, that could really harm myself and my body. So I have to keep up with it or else I could get hurt or even die.
Every minute of every day, she's thinking about insulin. She knows her life depends on it.
I'll wake up and if my blood sugar is too high, I'll give myself insulin. And if it's low, I'll eat something and I have to give insulin for my breakfast, lunch, dinner, and every snack that I eat.
You got this.
You got this. You ready?
Yep.
She's doing great. She is doing great. Her control is fantastic.
Dr. Jorge Dabul is Quinn's endocrinologist. He's helping her to manage her blood sugar levels.
Type 1 diabetes is a failure of the body to make enough insulin because the insulin-making cells are being attacked by our own body.
More than 2 million people in Florida have this disease, according to the American Diabetes Association, with potentially another 500,000 in the state who are undiagnosed. Nurse Patty Tarleton works with Dr. Dabul as part of my family's care team, and she sees the financial burden that comes with the disease.
We have families that have insurance, but we have families that also need a specific type of insulin that may have insurance, but it's not covered. We also have families who just can't afford it and don't have insurance.
We don't limit technology. We don't limit the type of insulins we use based on ability to pay. I think that's my commitment. That's been the group's commitment to the community.
Not everyone has a team like this. WESH 2 News has been reporting for years about insulin prices sharply increasing. In the decade from when my daughter was born to when she was diagnosed with diabetes, the Mayo Clinic reports the price of insulin has more than tripled. About 1 in 4 Americans with diabetes reported rationing insulin to save money. Lawmakers are working to make insulin more affordable by capping drug prices. That could bring immediate relief to millions of Americans, but that legislation is sitting in Congress. A year after her diagnosis, my 11-year-old daughter is thriving. Quinn is a smart and active 6th grader. She plays sports, including basketball and volleyball, and is on her school's cheer squad. My daughter can manage her type 1 diabetes.
Take a deep breath.
Because of access to life-saving insulin.
Diabetics can do anything they want that a non-diabetic can do, except produce insulin.
Jason Guy.
You did great.
WESH 2 News.
It's a very powerful bond between father and daughter. We are helping families with resources and tools to help them pay for insulin. From discount sites to contacting companies directly, you can get access to diabetes information right now. Just look for this story at WESH.com.